this is Grace and welcome to a new layout. This is layout number 4 for my 2025 A to Z layout series here in my YouTube channel. And for the prompt today, it fell on J, and so the product of choice that I need to focus on is I shouldn't say product of choice, but the product that I'm going to be focusing on are jars of buttons. And I did specifically say jar because I do, as saw in the earlier part of this video, that I have a lot of buttons and I just can't, even though I don't use them anymore in my layouts, I just can't give them up. So there are still a lot of them in the jar. And the thing about buttons is that even if you feel like you're using them, I just feel like you don't use them enough for you to be able to use them up. There's just too many of them. But anyways, I am going with a 2-page layout here, but it's going to be 8.5 by 22 instead of 12 by 24. And this layout is about the art show that I did last year in around, I think it was May that we did it, so closer to the end of last school year. I used to be an art teacher. Yes, I said that right. I used to be. In the middle of this school year, I changed careers and now I work at the district office as an executive secretary. So this one was one that I wanted to document because it was one of the labors of love that I did while I was an art teacher. And also I was very proud of my students for the work that they created over the year, and we were able to display. So I wanted to document that in my scrapbook. Now, because it's an art show, I decided to go full on rainbow, right? Lots of colors, lots of icons of artsy things. And so that's what I'm doing here. But because there was a lot of colors in the photos, but then also in the products that I'm using, I'm deciding to use a more neutral base. So I'm doing a white background. And then because I like some kind of border around my layouts, it's just how I operate, that I am going to be adding some black strips to make it look like it is backed up with black cardstock, but really it's just framed with black cardstock. I have 6 3x4 photos here. 5 of them are vertical in orientation, and then the last one is horizontal, just because of the way the photo is laid. And my favorite is the one that they took a staff member, a teammate took a picture of me with the handmade embellishments that our wonderful PTO president created. Like, she made a life-size watercolor palette, and then she also made some really fun brushes out of pool noodles. So that was really cute. So off cam, I put them together. I have this pattern paper with the colorful strips, so I already added that. I also stamped the word art show with some foam stamps on red and then cut that out. And then I found the word happy from a pattern paper, and I used that as part of my title. And then I also have a stamp that could stamp the look of ink splotches, and so I stamped that in yellow, purple, and pinkish red. And then my goal for the buttons, I haven't forgotten the buttons yet. I was going to, at first I thought maybe I'm going to do a rainbow, but then when I was going through my paper stash and I saw this paper with the diagonal stripes, I thought, oh, it would be really nice to sit or to have that the different colors of the buttons fill in the stripes. And the stripes, as you can see, is wide enough. Some of them are wider than others, but they're wide enough that they're able to fit in most of my buttons. And I didn't really grab all the colors of the rainbow. As you can see, there's just one kind of purplish color there, but I still really like this. Yes, it's pretty heavy on that part of the layout. So this is the left side of my double page layout, and so it's going to be really heavy on that side, but I still think that I can manage putting this on through a sheet protector and it won't be a problem. I already pre-printed or typed and pre-printed my journaling, and so it's just going to sit as a block, and it's going to be on the left side, leftmost edge of the layout. I did also went through my paper stash and found a few kind of artsy things that I added to the layout, like this block that says yes you can. I think that is a really appropriate kind of phrase to add here, because that's kind of how what I would always tell my students. I wanted them to have a growth mindset, where maybe you can't right now, not yet, but then you will be able to. Or, when they're just really overwhelmed, and I say, yes, you can totally do it. And, for the most part, they can. And so that's one of the things that I'm really proud of my students for being able to overcome their anxieties and their fears when it comes to art. Because one of the things that I have learned by being an art teacher is that we are all artists in our own way. Some are just more like, there are just people that are more not afraid to get out of their comfort zone, not afraid to try things. But I do believe that everybody is an artist. We can all be an artist if we want to. Some, of course, don't. But even those people that are more linear thinkers, they can still create art. And I think actually they are actually the best teachers for art, because they can compartmentalize the different steps, and then they can teach that to others, and then breaking down the techniques of painting or clay making or things like that. So going back to the layout, I decided that the best way to adhere these buttons are through the double-sided adhesive, so that's what I use, and this is my layout. I did add that watercolor palette that's just cut out from a paper, and also the brushes. I thought they were really cute. I hope you like this layout in this video, and that you will try to use up your buttons on your next layout. Thank you and have a great day.